Hi folks, this is Mike with M&M Precision Painting. Today we're going to be painting a wall. I'm going to show you step by step how to paint a wall. I'm going to try to make the video as short as I can because it is a pretty detailed process, so bear with me. Alright, stay tuned.
Are you still looking at me?
Alright folks, quick rundown of the tools you're going to want. This is 2.5 inch angle brush. It's a stiff, pretty sanding block and or sandpaper. Caulking, I'm using clear caulking today. You can use regular caulking. It is paintable clear caulking. Of course the caulking gun. 9-inch roller frame, 4-inch roller frame, 3/8 inch nap on both the rollers. You don't need this, but I use it. 1 gallon painting grid, and I'm using a 2-gallon or 1.5 gallon cutting bucket. You can use an old paint can and or Tupperware dish or something like that to do your cut-ins with. Also, we got some spackling, lightweight spackling. I got ourselves a 5-in-1. You can use a putty knife, frog tape. You can use 3M 2020 if you wish. Of course, your primer and your paint. Today we're using some cashmere. It's a good product from Sherwin-Williams. And you're gonna need or want a painting grid, a 5-gallon bucket and a 5-gallon painting grid. And this comes really in handy, keeps you from bending up and down so much, because who wants to do that, right? Anywho, so yeah, that's it for your tools. Oh yeah, and the drop cloth, of course, you can see that. And yeah, that's it for the tools, and we're gonna move on and get started. All right, folks, so now you got your tools ready. The next step's gonna be, you want to take everything away from your wall, dressers, you name it. Take all your pictures off. Make sure your wall is clean, clear. You might want to take, I don't know, wet damp cloth or something. Wipe your walls down ahead of time. Just get some of the excess dirt and whatnot, cobwebs, things of that nature. Maybe even take a vacuum, hit the corners. But we've already done all that. So yeah, after that, we're going to move on to the next step, and here we go. Alright guys, so after you've got out your nails, pulled out of your wall, you can see these small nail holes here. You're going to want to patch them. What I like to do too, a lot of times I'll take my putty and my 5-in-1, and as I'm going along pulling the nails with my 5-in-1, what I'll do is, one of the things you want to do is make sure you use the back of your 5-in-1 or screwdriver or whatever, and you want to kind of hit those and countersink them. That way you don't have raised bumps on your finished product. Then you can just grab a little bit of this putty out of here. I like to squeeze it in really hard to kind of overdo it, so what happens there is has a tendency to become raised because this stuff shrinks anyways. And then you're just going to want to clean it off like this. And you're going to want to go around your whole wall, pull all your nails, all your little nail holes get filled like this. Now we just wait for it to dry. All right, now we got everything spackled up. While we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to go around and you can use a regular flathead screwdriver. You can even use your 5-in-1, maybe a butter knife. We're going to take these plates off, all your switch plates, socket plates. If you'd like, you can put the screw back in there so you don't lose it. Or get a little bucket and put it in there. These do come off. This one looks like it's cut in. There's a little bolt on these that you can take off with regular pliers. Or you could just tape around it. But I like everything off the wall. It just makes for a much easier paint job. It comes off a lot cleaner. It's just better to get it out of the way. You can do some of that. And yeah, so next step's gonna be taping, and here we go. Alright guys, this step we're gonna start taping. Since this is an accent wall, I'm gonna have to tape this off to make a really straight line. I'm gonna tape it and then I'm gonna run some clear caulking down the end. So what I'm gonna do is get as close to the corner, and I wanna leave a little gray showing. so that I make a really distinct line. I'm gonna tape this corner off here like this. And when I mean a little bit, I mean like, shoot, 32nd of an inch, whatever you can get away with. But yeah, you want to leave just a little bit of gray so there's a really sharp, distinct line between the wall colors. And make sure, always, really push down on that edge of that tape where the paint's going to meet it. And you work yourself all the way down. And then you just grab your caulking. Just shake a little bit. That's all right. Grab yourself some caulking. And you're gonna go right in your corner here. Caulk where your painted wall meets your frog tape. Wipe this excess off. Normally you'd have a wet rag, but hey, that's what painter's pants are for. Okay, so we got our tape in our corner. My mic fell off there for a sec, so we had to. But yeah, I taped my corner. You just want to go all the way down to the end, to the bottom of your wall where it meets your trim. Well, we don't want that to sit up. So in this step, we want to be a little quick. And you just want to give it a light brushing. Since we've been painting, since we've taped this, everywhere we spackled's dried. So now we're going to sand it. And I like to sand the entire wall because it allows the paint that we're about to put on to adhere better to the wall itself. So I'll just go, as I'm hitting these, or the whole wall, I'll hit these at the same time. This is where we spackled earlier. Little graffiti there too. And so yeah, just like that, you want to hit your whole wall, hit all your spots that you spackled, knock those down, and we'll move on to the next step. All right guys, as you can see, I got my drop cloth laid down here. Went ahead and sanded my wall. It's a good idea to go ahead and lay your drop cloth down first. We got wooden floors, so it wasn't really a big deal. So here we're gonna be taping the baseboards. And I have an earlier video showing you exactly how to do this, baseboards and trim. If you wanna check that out, it should be right up there. Anywho, this process, we're gonna tape our baseboards. Again, we're gonna leave just a little bit. Oh yeah, dust these off before you do this. We're just gonna leave a little bit of the baseboard, just like we did on the wall up there. Like I said, I do have a video explaining this. This way it creates a much straighter line. This is wood trim. You don't really ever want to paint this. You can, but. So you're just gonna go like that along all your baseboard. So then again, I'm gonna use my caulking and I'm gonna fill that gap right there. Just like that. Wipe off the excess again, like such, and do that along all the way along your baseboard, also around your window trim. And yeah, so that'll be it for that step, and we'll move on to the next. All right guys, so now we're at the priming process. Got my primer out here. What you're gonna wanna do is, anywhere you've spackled, this stuff's tinted gray, by the way, so anywhere you spackled your spots, you just want to put a light coat of primer on it. And remember, like, the lighter this is and still able to cover, quicker you're going to be able to paint your wall. So that being said, put it on as light as possible. And
can you have it tinted to the color of the wall?
Yes, you can have it. That's a good point. You can have it tinted to the color of the wall. This is tinted a gray. Gray is a good color to tint any primer to, because it's a neutral color. It covers well with darker colors and lighter colors. So yeah, good question. But yeah, you can have it tinted to the color of the wall. That being said, you want to go along your whole wall, anywhere there's spackling, anywhere you see a stain that's apt to bleed through, you want to throw some primer on it. And yeah, that's what you want to do. And then we'll wait for this to dry and we'll get ready to paint. Okay guys, our wall's prepped out. Got everything taped off, caulked. I Our primer is dry. So now we're gonna start cutting in. You go get your frog tape here. You don't wanna press down too hard. And you don't need a 4-inch roller for this. Like I said, this guy's probably gonna have 2 curves. You wanna put it on pretty thin. Cut your sealant in. I do have a video on this. Alright guys, now we're at the rolling stage. I just put some about 2-3 inches of paint in my 5-gallon bucket here. I got my 9-inch roller. This is where your extension pole comes in handy. You just want to load your roller up. And the way I like to do walls is I'll start in the middle, go up, down, over one. This thing's not loaded all the way, so once it gets loaded up, it'll start putting paint on a little better. So you want to lay it on. This part's not really as important. It's the laying it off part that's important. This is just spreading the paint out on the wall. And preferably, and then I'll go lay it off like this. This is just how I do it because I'm super picky. And that lays it off. So preferably you want to do a light coat. That way it dries faster and you can come back with your second coat quicker. So in the middle, down, over one. I got a squeaky roller. Now I'm laying it on, and I'll go back, and I'll lay it off. Make sure I don't get any roller marks in there. And so yeah, that's how you're gonna wanna do it, and just keep going along your wall that way and until you meet where your edges cut in, and your wall will be done. And come back for the second coat later. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this how-to. Don't forget to subscribe. Got some videos here and up here. Yeah, go to our channel, like us on Facebook, Instagram at M&M Precision Painting. And yeah, like I said, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Why you still looking at me? Why you, yeah.